this, fly like this, You ain't never seen a nigga fly like this. Nah, I know they want no problems, so they'll bring me politics. And the way we just stepped in, you would've thought we ran this shit. I walked out with a duffel bag, and I'm ready to cash out shit. I got your bitch all in the trance, she said she wanna taste it too. Hey, I'm living all in the fast lane, they wanna live like this. Hey, where that advance? Just let me know.
Okay, Shaun Smithh in the building. You already know what it is.
What's poppin'?
A lot to talk about. I'm really anxious to get to know about you. You know, I've listened to a lot of your tracks that you've released recently.
Thank you.
And Bangladesh definitely goes hard, bro.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, where from Toronto? Where are you from in Toronto?
So I actually moved a lot around Toronto when I first moved down here. I was living in the east at first, like Galloway ends, and then I moved to Rexdale, and then I moved to like Martin, like Lakeshore area, and then I moved down here. So like I just been like around, like moving
All over
constantly
Toronto.
type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I never
dope.
really been like one place like ever in my life type shit. Like I'm always moving around with my family and shit. So yeah.
Do you think that kind of influences your music at all? Or
Yeah, it does, cause
Yeah.
like I was never comfortable like in like one situated place. So like that probably helped like bring out a part of me in my music for sure.
For sure, man, for sure. That's cool. Like a lot of people, like specifically Toronto artists that kind of have your creative sound,
Yeah.
typically don't come actually from the city, but it's good to know that you're actually from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing?
So I was born like in Harare, Zimbabwe, Africa, and then
Really?
I moved to the States when I was 2. I was living in North Carolina, and I was in the States like moving around like different cities until the age of like I wouldn't say like 10, and then that's when I
Damn.
moved to Toronto, and then I just been here with my
Damn.
mom and my dad, and then my dad recently went back, and then my mom stayed for a bit with me and my 2 siblings, and then yeah, now I'm just here by myself. I moved out like a couple months ago, so yeah.
That's really cool, man. So, like, tell us a little bit about like maybe some of the music that you were hearing while growing up and like moving around to these different areas. Did it change at all? Like when you were being like
My influences pretty much stayed the same like
okay.
all throughout. Like I was really into people like Chris Brown, people like Usher, people like The Dream, people like Pharrell, people like Kanye, Travis. In the younger days like UGK, a lot of NERD shit. Like I was just like everywhere. Like even like in terms of like just jazz music or like rock and just like indie pop, just like shit like that. I was just my ear was everywhere. So like, cause my dad was a DJ, so like I guess that like helped like just expand my ears, cause like I was always just hearing new sounds.
For sure, for sure. That's
Yeah.
actually really cool. Like I can definitely get a sense of like all those different influences in your music. Like for example, like Bangladesh, the beat kind of reminded me of something like old school Soulja Boy would do. And like yeah, like a lot of the fills like had some 808 percussion in that shit, and like it was really cool to hear.
It's funny you
like,
said that. I literally just took that in. That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's hard.
That was just like the first thing that came to mind, you know.
Yeah.
But like, so what are you listening to more recently nowadays?
I think like lately I'm just listening to the music that people around me are making, and like just a lot of like old like just I'm just looking through samples and stuff, just trying to find like new shit to like create, like so like any like old like jazz music or soul shit is just what I'm listening to lately type thing.
That's definitely really inspiring, man. But yeah, like actually in the intro to the Bangladesh music video, I noticed you were holding up like what was it, a big L, like LP.
Oh yeah. Oh.
What's the reason for that?
So like the first music video I ever like shot, I want to say I was like in grade, I want to say like 7 or 8.
Okay.
And I dropped it on YouTube, and like it was over a Big L like instrumental. So like I don't know, I just like my homie, my producer that I go to his crib, he had that Big L record, so I was just like I showed it in the video, and then
okay.
I took it in after like that I even used that track for my first like ever music video that was dropped. So yeah, it was just
threw it in.
interesting. It was
Yeah,
a
no,
weird
that's
thing.
dope.
Yeah.
Always sick to like have like old school references because I noticed like the new school is really hating on the old school all the time,
Yeah,
and
no, when
it's
I
it's
first
kind
started
of
making
weird.
music, I was like, that was the type of shit I was making. So like, it's just influences. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. But you were talking about like a huge influence on your sound nowadays is the people that you're making music with, right? Like I
But like,
noticed like from a lot of your Instagram posts, some of the shows that you guys put on are you working with collectives such as like Out of Line, North by Northwest, and like your record label that you work with right now called
yeah,
Superfast, right?
yeah.
Can you tell us like a little bit of your early involvement in those groups and like how your relationship with those people came about?
So Superfast Records is like basically I met up with my like I call him like my brother like because like he's the closest thing to like a brother that like I've had like in my whole like years of living or whatever. So like I met him. Actually, I came across his music, and I was in high school at the time, like just on SoundCloud type shit. And then I just hit him up like, yo, we should like do a verse, whatever, or like send me a verse and like I'll like do it, whatever. So then I sent him this track called Booth Pack, and then yeah, he just sent back the verse, and I was like, yo, that's crazy. I fuck with it. We dropped it on SoundCloud, and then I guess time went by, like a couple like that the music video took like a whole year to even finish because like just the videographer we were working with at the time and just like relationships with people and all that stuff. So like um like we really got to know each other throughout that year type
Got
thing.
you.
So like I guess when the video finally dropped and it did what it did, like it just brought us closer. And then we just started doing more like because I was hosting events and stuff at the time. Like I would be like hosting an event and then putting like a bunch of people on the lineup just to get them exposure type thing, like just to like help out like other like locals, creatives and stuff. So yeah, I was putting him onto shows and then like all of my like other close friends. And then so yeah, me and Alleyway just we just built that relationship, and then other more people got involved as like the more events we threw and shit like that. So yeah, Super Fast Records came from he originated this shit like, and it's funny because like it was never like a legitimate thing. Like he always used to just say super fast in his songs, and like I caught myself saying the same thing. And then like one like me, him, and TC to God,
Yeah.
we had a group chat and it was like unnamed, like it didn't have a name for the group chat. So then like one day it was like Bandana Boys, and then like the next day it was like Super Fast. Like it was just like as a joke type shit. Like
Yeah.
so we just had that group chat. We once it got changed to Super Fast, we kept it like that for like a couple months or whatever, and then like it just stuck. Everyone like we just like everyone just would start saying like Super Fast Records, blah, blah, blah. So then we just started pushing it from there, and then yeah, now we're just doing that.